Hey guys, Yugi Soldier Michael here, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different. I will be doing a digital deck profile. As you can see on the screen, the deck is the Monarch, scheduled to come out in the United States January 29th, 2016. Now, this deck it's really fun, it's really consistent. I have two Ode Cosmos, I've defeated Magispectors, I have defeated Pepes, Kaijus. Personally, my favorite matchup with this deck is definitely the mirror match. You're going back and forth against each other, tributing each other's stuff, and it's a hell of a time to mirror match this deck. This deck does not rely on an extra deck, as you can see. I run 0 cards, and later on in the video, I will be showing some duels that I did, and you will see that I do not need an extra deck with this deck. Well, enough of my babbling. Let's get on with the deck. That's what you came here for. I run 3 of the Netherworld Monarch, Erebus the Netherworld Monarch, actually. I consider this guy the boss of my deck due to the fact that when he is summoned, he can get rid of any troublesome card that you have. Dark Destroyers, Farm Girls, Cosmotown. Maybe you have a XC that you have issues with. This guy's there to clean up what you can't. I run 3 of the Heaven Monarch. She is the semi-boss, I guess you could call it. She can get the job done, but her job in this deck is to bring out the Netherworld Monarch. When she is summoned... Oh, pardon me. When she is summoned, you can send 2 Monarch Spell Trap cards with different names from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and special summon 1 monster with 2400 attack or more with 1000 defense, hence the Netherworld Monarch. And at the end phase, she's bounced back. The monster you special summoned is bounced back to your hand. My bad. She sets up several plays. You personally can run an extra deck with this due to her effect. Oh, I'm sorry. I was up all night constructing this. You can run an extra deck with this. And she does set up some really nice rank 8 plays. You can summon your Felgrands and shit like that, if that's what you're into. I run 3 of the Idios, the Netherworld Knight. This is probably one of my favorite cards in this deck. I really hope we do get this and the Heaven Knight in the structure deck. To my knowledge, right now only the Netherworld Knight is confirmed. Pretty much he's going to set up your tribute plays. Because when he is normal or special summoned, you can get 1 additional tribute summon to your normal summon. He sets off one of the main combos in the deck. Actually, the main combo in the deck. I will explain it with the Heaven Knight in the next card. The next card, like I said, is the Heaven Knight. Idea and the Netherworld Knight, they're just so beautiful together. Summon the Heaven Knight, effect, special summon the Netherworld Knight from your deck, effect of the Netherworld Knight, gain an additional tribute summon. Sets up so many plays for your deck that it is just ridiculous. If you have Stormforth of the Monarchs, nothing is going to get in your way. Activate Stormforth, tribute your opponent's monster, tribute either knight of your choice, depending on your plays. And just go ham on them. I don't know how else to say it. I believe in a couple of my dueling videos that I will add on to the end of this video, I do actually go off with this combo several times. The next card I run is Pandeity Monarchs. This is your draw power right here. This card alone is just, it makes the deck so consistent. Send 1 Monarch Spell or Trap card from your hand to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. You can banish this card from your graveyard, reveal 3 Monarch Spell or Trap cards from your deck, have your opponent add 1 of them to your hand, also shuffle the rest of them back into your deck. This card, though, I have a couple of things to say about this. Personally, it's my favorite spell card in the deck. The thing about the second effect, revealing 3 Monarch Spell or Trap cards. You can choose all of the same card if you need that one card. Your opponent is forced to let you have that card. Personally, I love using this to get my Stormforth of the Monarchs and just tribute any kind of a nuisance they have on their field. Another thing is the draw power that this card allows. The banishing effect, you can only do once per turn. However, the drawing effect, you can do up to 3 times, assuming you can't recycle them. Although it is possible to recycle them to use them more due to the Heaven Knight's effect. You can add 1 banished Monarch Spell or Trap card from your banished zone back to your hand when it is sent to the graveyard. Usually you're only going to use 1 or 2 of these per turn, but there have been times where I have used all 3. The next card I run... Oh, my bad. The next card I run is the Monarch Stormforth, or Stormforth of the Monarchs here in the TCG. Once per turn, you can tribute, if you were to tribute a monster, you can tribute summon using your opponent's monsters. Very annoying when you're the opponent, obviously. And it can set up several plays. One of my personal favorite plays that I'll talk about a little bit, and you will probably see later on, is I like to tribute my opponent's monsters for a Vanities or Majesty's Fiend. The next card I run is the Tenacity of the Monarchs, or Grudge of the Monarchs. I'm not entirely sure what it's called in the TCG. I'm just reading it off of this mobile app, which is YGOPro. You can reveal 1 monster in your hand with 2,400 and 1,000 defense, or 2,800 and 1,000 defense. Add 1 Monarch Spell or Trap card from your deck, except, of course, Tenacity / Grudge. This card is another searcher. You can get a Spell or Trap card that you need. Say you need some more draw power, feel free to pick up your draw card. If you need to tribute your opponent's monster, feel free to grab Stoneforth. If you need to recycle things, you can get the Prime Monarch, which is a new trap coming out in the structure deck. The next card is said trap card, which is the original Monarch / the Prime Monarch. Again, I do not know which it's called in the TCG. This card, once per turn, you can target 2 Spell or Trap cards, well, Monarch Spell or Trap card, and shuffle them back into the deck. And if you do, you can draw a card. Its secondary effect, and my personal favorite effect of this card, is when it's in the graveyard, you can banish 1 Monarch Spell or Trap card and summon it as a monster. It is not counted as a trap. Very good for tributes. Personally, I think this could be a little better. I really don't like banishing my Spell or Trap cards. While it is my more favorable effect of the card, you will be seeing me use it several times in the duels. It sets up some nice plays, Majesties and Vanities Fiends especially, and I overall just use it to lock down my opponent with said monsters. The next trap card I run is the Solemn Warning. Before I start talking about Solemn Warning, I want to say that I apologize for the deck structure. I forgot to sort it, and that is why I will be doing a few spells after these couple of traps, as you can see, than the monsters. I do apologize for that. I've been working trying to get this deck very consistent as possible, and I forgot to resort this deck online, and I apologize for that. Anyway, Solemn Warning, a typical staple card, not much explaining needed. The next card is a newer card coming out in the Breakers of Shadows. It is the Solemn Notice trap card. It will be coming out in Breakers of Shadows as a secret rare, and I am debating on doing a card discussion about this card. I need to get together with my co-YouTuber, Mitchell, and I'm going to see if he wants to do a discussion on this card. If he doesn't, then I will probably discuss it myself. This card, though, it's a really good card. I personally like to think of it as a Solemn Warning on steroids. It can not only negate special summon monsters, but you can also negate a activation of a monster effect. It's completely ridiculous. I will get more into this card during the card discussion I will be having. The next trap card I run is the Escalation of the Monarchs. I only run 2 of these. I've seen a couple of people run 3. I've seen a couple of people run 1. Personally, I think it's just right at 2. It's there when I need it, and when I don't, I can search it out with the Grudge and the Monarchs. Once per turn, I can, during my opponent's main phase, or battle phase, I believe, I can tribute summon on my opponent's turn. This card combined with the Stormforth of the Monarchs is just vicious. Your opponent summons a Dark Destroyer, chain to the summon Escalation, chain to Escalation Stormforth, goodbye Dark Destroyer, he is no longer your problem. The next card I run are 3 Pot of Duality. I only special summon twice in this deck, and I find 3 Pot of Duality, it helps me out very much. I can get a tribute when I need it. I can get a spell card if I need it, trap card, etc. The next card I run is the Dominion of the Legendary Monarch. This is also a card that's coming out of the structure deck. Very good card. I don't really have much to say about this card. I'll explain its effect. But personally, I have no negative or positive comments. It's there when I need it. It's not there. I've dead drawn it a couple of times. Thought about cutting it down to 2, but I'm not exactly sure what I would put in its place. If you have any suggestions on what I should put in its place, leave a comment down below and let me know your opinions. Its effect is, while you can have no cards in your extra deck, if you control a tribute summon monster and your opponent does not, your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. If a tribute summon monster you control attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 800 attack during the damage calculations. Once per turn, you can reduce the level of one monster in your hand that has 2800 attack and 1000 defense by 2, even if they are the same, oh, I'm so sorry, I got tongue-tied. Even after they are summoned or set, if this card leaves the field, until the end of the turn. My apologies for that little flubbed line. I started talking a little too fast, and I got tongue-tied. But yeah, I do have one comment now that I think about it. This card, it can definitely be cut to 2, like I said. And it's an alright card. If I was to cut anything, this would definitely be it. It's essentially a skyscraper for Monarchs, given the added effect that you can reduce the level. It's a cost down and skyscraper, I suppose. It's not bad. Comboed off with Stormforth. It's an okay card. The next card I run are 3 Majesty's Fiend. Pretty self-explanatory. Monster effects cannot be activated. At first, this did kind of mess me up until I started getting used to it. Essentially, it locks down your opponent. This meta is very effect-based, and I've chosen 3 Majesty's Fiend over 3 Vanity's Fiend due to this cause. However, as you see, I do run 2 Vanity's Fiend. While this card is on the field, neither player can special summon monsters. I do special summon. I believe I said that during Majesty's Fiend. If I did, I apologize. I do special summon a couple of times in this deck, but it's not necessarily too big of an issue due to the fact that I've already special summoned by the time Vanity's Fiend pops out. And Vanity's Fiend is there if I need to tribute on my opponent's turn. Lastly, for the final card in the main deck, I run 1 Reinforcements of the Army. I use this to summon the Heaven Knight to my hand if I need a major play. It's also one of my main cards that I side out if I need to. I'll talk about a little bit of my side deck. I won't go in too in-depth with it, because I feel like this video is going a little too long for a digital video. But yeah, let's get on with the side deck. I run 2 lose 1 turns. Like I said, with Vanities, I don't special summon all that much, and when I do, my play's already off. So lose 1 turns, special summon heavy monsters, Pepes, Magispectors, Cosmos at some points, but meh. I run 2 DNA surgeries for the Magispector lineup. And if I run into Cyber Dragons this January with Infinity becoming a thing, fuck that card, man. I've dueled against that card so many times, it is ridiculous. I run the one Vanity's Emptiness for the same reasons I run Vanity's Fiend. I don't special summon much, and it's there to get me out of issues. 2 Curse Sealed Forbidden Spell. This card is so good against Pendulums. I cannot even stress that. It is ridiculous. Especially if your opponent is running Pendulums. Like I said, it's really good against Pendulums. Draco Slayer, it locks down Draco Slayer. You can discard a spell card. As you can see, I am a little spell heavy. But it locks down any spell card your opponent decides to use. I don't really know much about this card. That's why I'm kind of staticky about explaining it. But give it a shot yourself against Pendulum decks and you'll see why I love this card. I run the 2 MSTs. I will be bumping this up to 3 MSTs. Due to the fact that Master Restrict is a thing. And if my opponent activates a Master Restrict, I'm screwed. This deck is done. The next card I run are 2 Flying Seas. Pretty self-explanatory. If my opponent likes to Synchro or XYZ summon, my bad, just XYZ summon, not Synchro. I can summon this to my opponent's side of the field and lock down their play. Pretty useful against Pepe's. Burning Abyss if they decide to ever show their ugly faces again. The next card I run is Contradicting C or Retaliating C here in the TCG. This card, it's a little weird. When your opponent activates a spell card that includes an effect that special summons a monster or monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand if summoned this way while this card is face up on the field. Any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Earth Insect. Who cares about that fucking effect, though? This card, I don't really use it against Cosmos due to the fact that Cosmotown is good. But anything else, it's pretty useful. The new Earth Shadal build that's been going around. Magispectors, pretty much anything that can go into the graveyard and hurt me. I don't really think Magispectors can. I believe Pepe's can, though. But yeah, I side deck this into cards that get killed by banishing. That is all for the deck profile. Like I said, I'll be throwing in a couple of dueling videos. I will not be talking, so, you know, I'm sure you're glad of that, seeing as I'm a stuttering idiot. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. Like, comment, subscribe. What kind of deck would you like me to do next? I'm open to all suggestions, even if it's a deck I don't like. I will build it for my YouTubers. If you want any kind of advice or anything like that, feel free to hit me up. I will be doing a live deck profile when this deck releases January 29th, 2016. I'm hoping personally one of the first to do a live TCG deck profile. I'm sure there are some OCG ones out there right now using the Japanese cards. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the deck. I hope you enjoy the duels. And I hope I gave you a few ideas for your Monarchs. Thank you, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.